This is day 60, and also my last day section hiking the New England portion of the Appalachian Trail. Sun's starting to poke up. Had a rough sleep, weird dreams, lots of wind and noise. But around 4:35, could hear the birds starting to chirp. So I made some breakfast and we are going up the Mahoosic Arm and over Main 4K and then the road to home. I am ready. Last breakfast made, last big packed, and wait, a little sun on the tree here. Potentially last water resupply. Cute little source. First viewpoint. Half to 3/4 of the way up. Pretty steep. Well, I'm feeling real good. Just basically rocket shipped up that hill. About a mile and a half, 1,500 feet, about 45 minutes. Knees feeling good. Let's just say I am highly motivated to go home. Beautiful views. About 8 a.m. getting to Speck Pond, my abandoned goal from yesterday due to the slow progress through the notch. But glad I changed my plans and feeling good today. Woo! Chilly. 4.6 miles to Grafton Notch Road. Take me home. And it is the last summit. 4K. Final boss. Great views. High level came from down there. High level headed up there. Not actually summiting Old Speck because it's a side spur and I'm over side quest. We are in the post game. All these video game references if no one's catching on. Downhill, downhill, downhill. Let's go. Getting lower. Waterfall. Oh, last quarter mile. Nice and flat. And yeah, that's all she wrote. Ready to relax and stretch and not hike for probably at least a week. Man with a plan. The 1920s, concerned with the stressful lifestyles of the industrial age and the lack of nature in lives of urban people, he created the Appalachian Trail. take a hike. Nice view from the parking lot. All right, we got everything cleaned off. My ride picked me up from the trailhead right on time. We're drying everything out for the last time, and yeah, throwing a bunch of stuff out that is garbage now. Feeling good, got some groceries, and yeah, all good. Time to relax. So I was just cleaning out my backpack, and in the side pouch I found my eyeglasses holder, which I took off right after being soaked after Washington. And I remember putting it somewhere, and all week I could not find it, and lo and behold, there it is. Today's hike started early at the Stell spot and finished at Grafton Notch parking lot. It was just under 7 miles and just under 4 hours and about 5,600 feet in elevation change. I was very motivated to get this hike done and get to comfort of home. And overall, I've hiked 422 miles on the Appalachian Trail. Week 9, I did some really good miles in the front end of the week. Had to condense it from 6 days to 5 days, and was really pleased with my progress. Got in over 50 miles in 35 hours and did over 35,000 feet in elevation change. My average pace was about 42 minutes a mile, and Thursday was definitely the toughest day. Getting through the Mahoosic Notch was very slow going. The week 9 maps show the progress from Pinkham Notch all the way to Grafton Notch. The left side of the elevation is the Wildcats and the Carters, and then down into the dip of Gorham City, and then finishing off through the rest in Maine and the Mahoosic Notch. Comparing week 9 to the rest of the trip was pretty equivalent. I did about 52 miles, which was just over 10 miles per day average, which is kind of right in between week 7 and 8 with the 4Ks. The time on the trail was the longest, and the elevation was also the highest, so averaging over 7,000 feet a day and 7 hours on the trail per day. Overall, week 9 was just as good, if not better, than the rest, and felt really good about it. To summarize the entire 60-day section hike of the AT, I completed 423 miles of Appalachian Trail, and it took me 278 hours. I had over 217,000 feet in elevation change, and I accomplished my goal of getting 8.8 miles per day. I completed the full states of Massachusetts, Vermont, and New Hampshire. And if you were to include the New Hampshire 4K missions in as well, I would have hiked over 300 hours and 250,000 feet in elevation change. This is 2 days after finishing my section hike of the New England portion of the Appalachian Trail. Visitor. Wow. Doing my hot tub stretch. I got a little fox friend here. Keeps popping his head up. So it's been about 48 hours since I got off trail. I've been resting, stretching, working on my videos and catching up with that. And this is gonna be my final epilogue goodbye. Recap of my trail. It was one of the most amazing times, and I got to accomplish every goal that I set out for myself and then more. And I got to meet so many interesting people, and places. I got to explore so many small towns and local arts. I got to experience living off my back for 2 months and relying on friends and strangers to get to my destinations. I got to help others on the trail with physical therapy, lending a helping hand, directions, and I was inspired by so many people on the trail. And it allowed me to realize that I'm stronger than maybe I thought I was, and I can do things physically now, and I haven't pushed myself this physically really since my competitive rowing days, and it felt really good to thrive on the trail and see my body respond, and just doing it every day, the body, it went with it. It gives me the confidence to continue exercising at an intense level, and it's really opened me up to some new physical challenges that I really never thought I could do. I'll be 40 next year, or year and a half, and I feel like I'm in the best shape of my life. And I'm motivated to keep it up. And mentally, this trip has also helped my mental health by letting me escape city life for so long, enough to get a perspective, a lot like hiking. It helped me refocus my energy and helped me appreciate all the amazing people in my life. It also helped me to take time to grieve and work through the loss of some loved ones. And I was also able to get in some meditation and walking meditation, which was really helpful for getting in a groove in the long days and long hikes. And meditation seated is great, but you really got to apply it to your movement in your life. And so I really felt I was able to do that, and hope to continue to apply that in life. But it was also challenging controlling my frustrations, especially in the last week. I was so sick of zippers and buckles and fabrics getting caught, and I'm just pulling and zipping. And then it was just all up here, So good to kind of see some of those, you could work on that a bit. I think one of my most important days was Owl's Head, getting back in the rain, going up the steep Garfield slope at dusk, doing all my night chores, cooking, getting in tent, ready, in the rain, in the dark, and then getting up the next day and feeling great and being like, I'm ready to just, attack any trail, and felt really confident after that one. And in a similar vein, summiting Washington in the weather and traversing Adams in the rain, sideways rain, and it really showed me my limit to my risk tolerance, and it showed past levels that I just don't find enjoyable. So good to know. Another thing I wrote in my journal was all in moderation, even the good stuff, even hiking. And to me that means, we need rest just as much as exercise, and it's all about moderation, and, being by yourself that long I don't think is good, but all in moderation. And my last journal entry was, you cannot solo life, meaning realizing and feeling that you need other people in your life, and that's an important part of being human. And I think going away from that for a bit, again, gives you that perspective and appreciation. So all in all, this was everything I dreamed of and more, and it was challenging and more than as I thought, and in every aspect. So I feel like I'm ready for the next adventure. Happy trails. One last thing. I want to show how to get this heavy bag on your back. So this took me a couple weeks to finally figure out, but grab this, throw it over your your back. So you got hike it up. Get your other arm on. Tighten those up. Flip your waist. Right around the hip crest. And then flip your front strap. And you are good to go. And my ride is going to be here. My husband's going to be here in a minute. Heading back to Boston. Well, it's been 48 hours since I'm in the comfort of my own home here in Boston. And a few final updates. When I started my hike, I was about 155 pounds. And now I'm down to 140 pounds, which is a lot of weight loss. But it is the weight I was when I was a competitive rower. So feeling good, trim, muscular, and active. And the other measurement, I weighed my pack without any water or food. It was 26 pounds. So I did a really good job of getting that down over the course of my trip. And other than that, my waist size flexed was 32 inches when I started and 28 when I finished. 35 relaxed and 32 when I finished relaxed. So did lose a little bit of a belly fat there, which is great, and got out for a row today, which was really great, and just gonna get back into some exercise after basically doing nothing for the last 4 or 5 days. So it's been a pleasure doing all these videos. I hope that for all the people who can't hike, this was a great way to experience it. And for all the people who maybe want to hike, this was hopefully inspiring to get you out there and learn how to do it. So take care and happy trails.